Scott Pruitt has the field in tow. He begins to move through corner number 3 now, keeping the race at a very slow pace, allowing the pace car to get well off the racetrack before he begins his acceleration. Now moving through the short chute into turn number 4. We watch them come off of the corner. Here comes the pace car. It's safely off the racetrack, and here we go. The green flag is waving, and we have a battle. Scott Goodyear moving to the inside of Pruitt. He gets him at the straightaway. Turn 1.
Scott Pruitt falls to second. Goodyear moving out. Here comes Bill Nipp with one car in between. They set their sights on the second corner. Another left-hand turn in front of Ken Double.
And indeed, it is Goodyear in front of Pruitt, now by about 2 car lengths. And what kind of a chase have we got for the front? Heading to Larry Henry in turn 3.
Scott Pruitt trying to chase down Scott Goodyear. It's about a 5 car length advantage. Then Jacques Villeneuve. Raul Boisel goes by. Christian Fittipaldi. Eliseo Salazar, they're in 4.
Goodyear continues to hold the lead over Scott Pruitt. Then it's Jacques Villeneuve with slower traffic in front, followed by Raul Boisel. They head down to number 1 and Jerry Baker.
No change down here, Bob. It's still a really strong Scott Goodyear hanging on, and he and Pruitt have really put some distance between them and Jacques Villeneuve into number 2.
It's a battle of a couple of great Scots heading through 2 and down the back straightaway. And again, Villeneuve, who charged well earlier in the day, has he got enough to catch the leaders?
It's the Honda and Firestone, and the Firestone shot car still about the same advantage for Scott Goodyear over Scott Pruitt through the north end.
They come to 4. Scott Goodyear trying to hold off Scott Pruitt. He does through 4, clean through it, heading to the main straightaway.
Still about the same separation, although it appears as if Scott Pruitt has cut the advantage by about a car length. Goodyear still leads.
Well, that'd be about all it is, Bob. In fact, it may have decreased there because Pruitt is just moving up and then falling back a little bit. They're already in that second corner, hitting their sights on that back straightaway.
And as they head down that back straightaway, it's now about a 5 or 6 car length as Goodyear is running strong.
It is really a 2-car race right now. Scott Goodyear about 8 car lengths now over Scott Pruitt. We wait for Jacques Villeneuve, who's in 3rd. He just now arrives.
Scott Goodyear leading Scott Pruitt, but only by about 6 or 8 car lengths as they head to the main straightaway.
Still about the same separation between the two. Scott Pruitt trying to chase down Scott Goodyear. Here comes Jacques Villeneuve running in 3rd position. In 4th place, it's Raul Boisel, and Christian Fittipaldi holds down position number 5. We've completed 179 laps, just 21 more to go in this year's Indy 500.
You know, Bob, Scott Goodyear has been in this position before. He knows what it's going to take to win this race. Scott Pruitt still has to find that out. So I think Scott Pruitt's got his hands full with Mr. Goodyear.
Scott Pruitt, of course, took the year off from IndyCar racing last year to test for Firestone tires. And boy, it has certainly proved well for him and the other drivers on Firestone, because we have 2 Firestone shod drivers running in 1st and 2nd position at the moment. But it is still Scott Goodyear, the Canadian, who finished 2nd here to Al Unser Jr. in the closest finish in history in 1992, still in the lead by just a few car lengths over Scott Pruitt. They're at the north end of the racetrack and still about that same separation between the two. Now Goodyear into turn number 4, putting the tires right on the white line and drifting off the corner. We pick them up here in the master control tower. This completes lap number 181. We've got 19 more to go. Turn number 1 again, and Jerry Baker.
In fact, Bob, Scott didn't make the race the last 2 years. What a show he is putting on. Scott Pruitt, I'm talking about. He and Goodyear still hooked up as they head into the short chute, and now into the number 2 corner down that back straightaway.
And indeed, it remains the same. No changes. Pruitt leading Goodyear as they now head toward 3.
It is really interesting watching Scott Pruitt set up Scott Goodyear. Goodyear goes left, so does Pruitt. Goodyear goes right, so does Pruitt. They're through 3, and Scott Pruitt just keeping Goodyear in his sights.
Coming through 4, Goodyear again clean, and Pruitt seems to be catching him. They head to the main straightaway. It's going to be a great finish.
It was the fastest lap of the race, number 179, 224.009, and attempted 1.
Oh, he took a look inside and thought better of it again. Goodyear has only led a total of 5 laps, all back in 93. He's got it now, but boy, he's got his hands full.
And as they go through 2, it is indeed getting closer and closer, and yet a long, long stretch before Villeneuve in 3 gets anywhere near.
All right, let's go to Mike King for a report. Mike King.
Robert Clark from Honda down here, and I tell you what, you guys have got to be pleased. Scott Goodyear really putting on a show with your engine.
Oh, it's unbelievable. It's quite a thrill. It's just can't express how exciting it is.
Well, the crew's got the fist pumping in the air. What do you think? Another 18 laps. Can you hold on?
I think so. I think we got it.
Okay, that's Robert Clark from Honda. Gary Lay, to you.
Biggest smile in the pit area belongs to Al Spire, the director of Firestone Motorsports. What a way to come back. After 20 years of absence, you're running 1-2.
This is just incredible. I mean, the feeling of being out there in front, but then having two cars battling each other for the lead at the end of the race, we never could have imagined.
We welcome back Firestone.
Oh, thank you so much. We just hope one of them gets to pull it off.
Just don't take each other out.
One of the Scotts is going to win, right?
Right now it is Scott Goodyear maintaining the lead. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Indianapolis Motor Speedway Radio Network.
Hi, this is Bob Lamey. I'm enjoying my day at the fourth turn at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Hope you're enjoying yours. Keep your dial right where it is, 1070 WIBC, Indianapolis.
On a breezy afternoon in Indianapolis, Indiana, 184 laps completed, and Scott Pruitt is spinning off of turn 2.
Scott Pruitt got high in turn 2 and kissed the wall and hit the outside wall, slid backwards, hit the inside retaining wall across the grass, and one of the leaders is out. In a disheartening turn of event here late in the race, Scott Pruitt hit the wall and he is out. We are under yellow again. An unbelievable turn of events here with nearing just 15 laps to go. Bob Jenkins.
1995 will be remembered for many things. We have just seen an incredible turn of events in the practice and the qualifying and now in the race.
What an incredible roller coaster this has been. And poor Scott Pruitt sitting there racing. The thoughts must be racing through his mind at this point. I've been there. Every driver of note that's run this place has been there. He's out of the car, walking around in good shape, joking with the guys, obviously, or not joking, but he's talking with them. And it's incredible that this would happen to him. He would just get caught up there and let that happen.
The car came off the corner and brushed the wall, then spun across the racetrack and made contact with the inside wall at the back of the car. Rather violent hit. However, Scott Pruitt is out of the car and appears to be okay. Quickly to Gary Lee.
Standing here with Barry Green, if I can get a comment, everything okay with your driver? You finished second last year. You'd like to move up one spot.
We'd like to move up one. You know, we're trying hard. We've had a good old fight back. We're going to go green right now, though. So
All right, so Barry's going back to work, and so is his driver, as we're just about to go back to racing.
Well, there is a truck on the front stretch here, so we will not go back to green this time. A real surge of adrenaline went through me there. I thought we were ready to go back to green, and then I saw this emergency vehicle on the racetrack. But indeed, we will go one more lap, and the truck will position itself in turn 1.
Bob, another retiree that I don't know that we reported here is that Adrian Fernandez is now being reported as out of the race.
Adrian Fernandez is retired. We mentioned that Raul Boisel is out of the race. He was well up into the top 10 until just a few laps ago. He has retired from competition. Here is the field coming down to complete 189 laps. There are 11 laps to go in this year's 500-mile race.
We believe that there are 18 cars still running at this point.
And there are 15 on the lead lap.
And at this point, the first 4 in the field are running first 4 on the racetrack.
I'm sorry, there are 7 cars on the lead lap, but yes, there are no cars between Scott Goodyear and Jacques Villeneuve, so watch what happens when the green light comes on and we go back to racing. We'll see if Villeneuve can take over the lead from Scott Goodyear, who has it at the moment. Field moving through turn number 2 now very slowly. What is Scott Goodyear thinking about right now? What is in his mind to try to get as good a start as he can over Villeneuve?
Making his car about 50 feet wide. I think at this point that's obvious. That's the only thing he can do. He's got to be able to take advantage of when the pace car moves out of the way be able to get a jump on the start, and Villeneuve's going to be ready, so it's going to be a shootout. It's going to be interesting to see which one does come down the front straightaway and takes the lead into one.
Salazar is right there also, and the 15 car of Christian Fittipaldi is right there. Well, the pace car is still on the racetrack. Let's see. It moves through corner number 4, and Goodyear went around the pace car. He went around the pace car. The green flag is coming out. The pace car is now off the racetrack. We are under green at Indianapolis. We'll see what happens.
Boy, Goodyear's got 1.5 miles of distance between them. Oh, we've got 2 wide through 1. They're going to make it. I don't know how, but they did. Goodyear's in 2, then Villeneuve, Salazar, and Fittipaldi.
And Goodyear way in front of Villeneuve as he comes to 2. They get into the back straightaway, but this is unbelievable. Goodyear really jump-starting the restart here.
Yeah, Scott Goodyear actually took off in turn 3 under the yellow, caught the pace car in 4. Villeneuve just didn't have a prayer. Bobby Rahal trying to move up through traffic, but right now it is all Goodyear. Scott Goodyear easily through 4. Villeneuve trying to hold off the charge of Arie Luyendyk with Christian Fittipaldi and Bobby Rahal behind him.
Well, Goodyear has the lead, but Johnny Rutherford, we assume, we don't want to put this in the record books right now, but we assume that he'll be penalized for passing the pace car.
Well, that remains to be seen just what call they make. If they say that the pace car was down out of the way, then it could be that he'll get a chance to get away with it, but I don't think so.
It's about a 6-second lead right now for Scott Goodyear. And indeed, the 24 car of Scott Goodyear will get the black flag. Goodyear is being penalized for passing the pace car on a restart, and that is going to give the lead to Jacques Villeneuve. Mike King.
USAC official just came up and talked to Steve Horn. It appears they're going to black flag him a stop and go. So that is going to hand it over, it appears, to the driver running second, Jacques Villeneuve.
Here's Gary Lee.
Yeah, a lot of concern down here in the Green team pit area. In fact, Barry Green, the owner, was talking with a USAC official protesting the fact, and once they got the word the black flag was coming out, they all kind of jumped up in unison. They know now it's going to be a shootout over the past 8 laps, but they've got the advantage.
And Goodyear is still out on the racetrack at the moment. We'll see if he comes in this time as he comes through corner number 4. No, Scott Goodyear is staying out there. He has a considerable advantage over the rest of the field, but he is being black flagged. The flag waved from Dwayne Sweeney, and Jacques Villeneuve has the lead of the Indianapolis 500 with 7 laps to go.
Last year's Rookie of the Year, smoothly through 1. Behind him, Salazar, then Fittipaldi. If he can just keep it together, boy, he is going to be in great shape for the final few laps here.
As he moves through 2 and along the back straightaway, indeed, he has got a solid lead, and it could be Villeneuve to the finish. Larry.
Scott Goodyear yet to answer the black flag. Villeneuve through here trying to become only the second rookie to get Rookie of the Year and win the Indianapolis 500 in back-to-back years. The other, Rick Mears. Scott Goodyear stays on the track. Jacques Villeneuve running right behind him. Then it's Luyendyk and Fittipaldi, but Goodyear stays on the track.
Here's Villeneuve crossing the line and completing lap 194. Jerry.
He led only 3 laps all of last year, make it 7 laps, but boy, these final few laps, with only about 3 or 4 more to go, are going to be the biggest of his racing career. He's in front of you, Ken.
And indeed, right through 2, and he is smooth and solid, heading toward 3. And if nothing goes wrong here, he could be the winner. We'll see. Larry.
Scott Goodyear leading on the race course. Still the black flag to be answered. Jacques Villeneuve in second. He knows Goodyear has to go in. Not this time. Goodyear stays out. Villeneuve comes through smoothly. Again, Goodyear stays out and heads to 1 and Jerry Baker.
The 95 Reynard Ford, the Players LTD of Jacques Villeneuve, is quite some distance now behind Goodyear. You can only assume that Villeneuve knows what's going on out there. Already into the short chute, smoothly into number 2. Ken.
And under control through 2, past where we have had 2 wrecks already, but Villeneuve under control heading to 3.
Villeneuve may have decided, forget the black flag, I'll just chase him down. Jacques had one of the quickest cars all day. Goodyear still staying out in front. Then coming down, Christian Fittipaldi. Bobby Rahal now has moved up to 4th. Again, it is Goodyear staying on the track. It is Jacques Villeneuve, but Arie Luyendyk trying to chase him down. They head to the main straightaway.
Luyendyk is not on the lead lap, and USAC has stopped scoring Scott Goodyear. He has not heeded the black flag. Jerry?
Well, it tightened up just a little bit, but Jacques Villeneuve is still very comfortably out in front, although it's getting real tight over in number 2 right here, Ken.
Indeed, but still under control. Villeneuve, no problems through 2, heading solidly back to the back straightaway.
With Scott Goodyear not answering the black flag, USAC has decided to stop counting laps. Jacques Villeneuve, now the leader of the Indianapolis 500 because of the refusal to answer the black flag.
Again through 4, and again it is Jacques Villeneuve. I lined like a lap back, but he's his closest pursuer right now.
Christian Fittipaldi, we might mention, is running in second position. Christian Fittipaldi, a rookie, in second. Bobby Rahal runs third. Then Eliseo Salazar and Mauricio Gugelmin is running in fifth position. 197 laps have been completed here at Indianapolis. And the lead is held by Jacques Villeneuve, the Canadian, the son of the world Formula One driver Gilles Villeneuve, who is so popular in his country of Canada, and Jacques is trying to carry on the popularity of the Villeneuve name in IndyCar racing. Can he hold on for another 2 more laps? He only has 2 more laps to go. Here's the indication, 2 laps to go into turn 1. Villeneuve in the lead.
He is still comfortably out in front. Of course, the car behind him is that of car number 40. That's Lyondike, as you mentioned, there's a lap down. Then there goes the number 2 position into the number 2 corner right now.
And Villeneuve holding steadfastly through 2 and along the rack straightaway. Let's go to Larry Henry.
Jacques Villeneuve, his second Indianapolis 500, second last year. It looks like first this year. He has a lap and a half to go to win the greatest race in the world.
Again, Jacques Villeneuve moving through turn 4. He is just very smooth, maybe even slowing just a little bit to make certainly smooth. He heads to the main straightaway, 1 lap to go.
The white flag is waved, 1 to go for Jacques Villeneuve. He's on his final lap, Jerry.
About 4 seconds is the lead time that he has. Can it hang together for another couple of miles? Oh, this is going to be a great finish for Jacques Villeneuve into the number 2 turn.
And Villeneuve smoothly through 2, well off the wall, keeping a fine line down the back straightaway. Larry Henry.
Jacques Villeneuve bringing it down the back straightaway. No traffic in front of him. Cleanly down to the white line. The crowd on their feet cheering Jacques Villeneuve. 1 more turn to go.
Jacques Villeneuve's crew, they won the pit stop competition, but this is even better. Through 4 smoothly. Jacques Villeneuve heads to the checkered flag, and here's Bob Jenkins.
The checkered flag is waving, and Jacques Villeneuve wins the 1995 Indianapolis 500. The youngest driver in the field at 24 years of age has won at